Hi, my name is Tim Harford. I'm known as the Undercover Economist, and I've come here to Madrid to talk about my new book, Adapt. The main idea of the book is how we solve complex problems. And the argument is that complex problems are always solved through a process of trial and error. It's very nice to get things right first time, but the truth is that because the world is so complicated, we will inevitably make mistake after mistake after mistake, and solutions come not through getting things right first time, but through this process of error correction. So how do we do it? I talked today about everything from colonels in Iraq to prison camp doctors in World War II, a big range of different examples. But if we were going to boil it down to three principles for failing productively, principle number one is you have to try lots of different experiments, lots of different projects, because failure is so common. Principle number two is that those experiments need to be small. You don't want to be making big bets, you want to be making small bets. And again, because you want to see what works before you pour all your resources, all your time, all your money into an experiment that may fail. And the third principle, this is the hardest, is to distinguish between success and failure. We're very, very good at deceiving ourselves and telling ourselves that something is going very well when in fact it's a disaster. Sometimes that's all about asking friends and colleagues for advice. Sometimes it's about doing rigorous experiments, whether you're a credit card company testing your mail-outs, or whether you're a doctor testing out a new treatment. You can run rigorous experiments. Sometimes it's just much more informal. So those are the three principles for failing productively. Lots of experiments, small experiments, distinguish success from failure. So I guess before I finish, it's interesting to think about the banking crisis we now face. In that crisis, the banks and the people who regulated the banks violated all of those principles. So instead of lots of experiments, you had one big bet, first on subprime mortgages, and then when that failed, the bet turned to a bet on sovereign debt. Second, the bet was huge, it wasn't a small bet at all. At the beginning of the crisis, there were over $1,000 trillion worth of derivatives out there. And the third thing is distinguish between success and failure. But we were very, very bad at doing this. Bankers were making bets that were 10-year bets, 20-year bets, 30-year bets, and yet being paid their Christmas bonus simply on the fact that they made the bet. We don't need to see whether the bet works or not, we can pay you your bonus now. So both through successful systems and through failed systems like the banking system, we can see the secret of success, the secret of solving complex problems is trial and error. It's experimenting, it's failing, and it's correcting your failures to find success. That's what we need to do if we want to adapt.